everybody. Happy Tuesday. I think it is Tuesday today. It's been a pretty crazy week. The crazy does not stop in my household, but I hope everyone's doing well. I had a live stream earlier today with HEX Vision. That went very well. A lot of fun. A lot of you guys were over there. Thank you for the support. Also this morning, Corey did a live stream with, I can't remember his first name. Jeez. One of the other guys, I think, is out in Utah. Dane. I think it's Dane. Yeah. Dane and Corey Gary did a live stream this morning. So that was pretty interesting. Support your other live streamers. That's what we have to do, guys. Tonight, I wanted to go back a little bit. And one thing that I don't hear very much anymore is like the basics of HEX. How does HEX work and those kind of things? So first, let's say hi to everybody, and then I'll go into that. Yeah, HEX enthusiast. My voice is much better, but Mr. Ricola, gotta do my Ricola ad. That's keeping it soothed. I have to turn the AC off. No onions right now, tonight, bedtime. This 30-minute heads up notification always gets me. I get over here and it says live in 29 minutes and 16. That's funny. Humberto Gonzalez. Yo, Randy. Hello from sunny Miami. Crypto capital of the USA. Yeah, it pretty much is. Hello, mama. Ready for some more great info. Great stream today. Nice. Hey, Randy, I've been noticing the last couple of days that a lot of YouTubers are slowly changing their narrative, saying that the bottom is possibly in. What do you think? It's too early to tell, Humberto. The problem is the issues out there in the real world. The crypto world is like a tiny little ecosystem. And the macro world, there's a lot of problems right now. A lot of things going on that we don't have control over. And countries banning crypto, countries embracing crypto, right? You got Russia working with Iran, and now Saudi Arabia is talking about it, working with countries that want oil to have a CBDC that they could trade with. That'll be backed by gold, which I've been talking about for a long time. I'm warning you guys about this one. I don't even know what the price of gold and silver is right now. We could check it later. But gold went over $1,900 an ounce. What was it back when we started talking about during Shemitah? I think it was 18 something. So gold was a great hedge against all the bad shit that was happening all through October, November, December. And now the markets for crypto have turned around. But I'm not convinced yet that, look, we got bullish sentiment going into this new moon. The new moon is on Sunday. The new moon is also the Lunar New Year. So the Chinese New Year, I believe, is Sunday. So for them, that's huge. There's some interesting things over this week that can cause some bullishness. And so I think we're going up for over the next couple of days. But then the end of next week, we leave that new moon cycle and we go start heading back towards the full moon cycle. And that's when it could get a little bit messy. So play conservative here. Don't try to get too creative. Hello, Chico. Hey, Randy, reporting for class. Caught you earlier today. Great job. Thanks for the alpha, brother. No problem, TechSex. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're feeling better, Randy. I'm much better, Doug. My wife isn't, though. All this stuff happens. And then yesterday she gets food poisoning. And with her system, the way because of her dad, her immune system's really low. It just wrecked her. So she's been in bed all day. And Randy was being dad today, nurse dad. So running errands, taking care of all kinds of stuff, taking care of her, taking care of Maximus. So I've been busy, and I still got a live stream in. Oh goodness. Great chat with X-Ray Vision today, Randy. Yeah, thanks. The main topic that we talked about that I don't hear people talking about is how we deal with our spouses when it comes to crypto and how they look at it, how they compartmentalize it into this little like area where until it becomes a reality, it's just your husband or your wife's plaything, right? It's like a video game to them. They we spend all this time and we're online all the time talking about it, and we're on Twitter and TikTok and wherever you want to be, and we're just hey, hex, go hex. And until it's realized gains, they don't really care. And I remember uh, the first time that the captain he sold some of his hex, and we were only right around a penny, and his wife was like, "What?" RG3. His wife was just, "Oh my god, this is real." And I remember him talking about it. I think it was back in the green room before we come on live. He goes, "My wife is just so happy right now." I'm like, "Well, yeah, no shit, bro." Because that's what they care about. They don't care that we spend hours upon hours live streaming because it brings us joy. It's better than us going to the bar and drinking or doing some other crazy shit, right? So I think that's kind of how they feel. And that's what we talked about X-Ray Visions, the first like 15, 20 minutes of the chat with X-Ray Vision. Let's talk about Hex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about Hex. Let's talk about Hex. Okay, Funkmaster. Yeah, Corey. Good evening, firm sir. I joined Patreon. How do I get access to the Telegram? I think I sent it to you, Corey. Did you just join? When did you join? I'll get it to you after and send it to you on Telegram or in the Patreon. Randy, what was the AI IO page you mentioned in the stream this morning? Futuretools.io, I think. Let me see. Pretty sure it's Future Tool. Let me type it in there. Yeah. Futuretools.io. This is the one. It's got tons of different AI projects that you can use to help with your business. Okay. I think I did it wrong. It's, futuretools.io. Sorry, I typed in AI. Love the thumbnail. Got my hex package today with the silver hex coin. So sick. Nice, Stephen. Nice. Good morning, Sandeep. I hope you are doing well, fine, sir. Smash the likes on the way in. Yes, please, Ted. Appreciate it. Drippy, you're awake. Nice. Welcome. I love the late night Randy streams. Gets me back even keel after a long day of crypto Twitter. Yeah, Steven, the crypto Twitter is toxic. Yeah, I'm more of a drive-by shooter with Twitter now. I used to engage a lot, and now I just go post, and I'll see my favorite accounts and see who's commented, those kind of things. I'll comment on my posts that for people that are responding, but I'm not spending lots of time on it. Nope. I have my own Telegram group now, the Patreon Telegram group. That'll be my focus, and it'll take me away from Twitter a little bit. And it's probably a good thing because toxic, so toxic. Hey, Funkmaster. Hey, crew. That time of day is the RH show with your host, Randy. Smash the likes. Yes, sir. Clint Trones. Hope you're all feeling better. And Anna's dad, too. Yeah, geez, I don't even know what's going on with him today. I gotta ask her. That was a good stream with the both of you. Good job. Thank you, Vesta Crypto. Thank you. What's Torin? Like Turin, Italy? Just spelled wrong? What does that mean? 9 p.m. at 4 hours at work. At least I can listen to your stream. Hey, Sarah. Awesome. Try to make it enjoyable tonight. And I'm talking better. I actually have a voice again. Hello, Luke Duke. We were talking about you, man. That moon back there looks like it's in honor of you. It's got the little hex guy and the pulse chain guy sitting on the moon, which looks like a moon made of cheese. Oh god, what's up? What's up? What do you guys? What is this Torian thing? The DCA stream was good as well. Yes, it was. It was awesome. And you know why? You know why the stream with Dane and Corey was so good is because they actually put the numbers down in front of our faces instead of me just fumbling around going through the numbers. They actually had it down on paper, or not paper, but document. So they pull it up on the screen. They could show you what happens over the course of a DCA. And Dane, he bought at 42 cents or something like that. So he was buying my bags when I was selling. And he showed how he got his average down to about 5.6 cents doing the DCA method. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. What a great job he's done. Hello, Hex Clan. Copy and host. I'm back. I got an invitation to speak at a conference today from a good friend of mine. He's the copywriter for Dollar Vigilante, and I got him the job at Dollar Vigilante, and years ago, like 4 years ago, and now he's asking me to speak at his conference. I'm like, sure, why not? I'm happy to do that. They're going to get an earful of Hex and Pulse Chain though. What is the API staking of Aurochs? It's 20 if you do the full 4 years or 5 years. 5 years. And can you do a tutorial of how to stake it, please? And thanks for all the work you do. No problem, Marcello. I will do that. I will do that. Sometimes I forget that I have my Aurochs. Hello, Mr. Rock Jockey. I took my Aurochs. I got them on day one when they launched on Uniswap. And then I staked them for 5 years because I'm on Hexkin. I got, that helps me have strong hands. But the thing is, guys, I got mine at like $1.20 each and it went to 300. I'm just sitting there. Oh God, doing this thing like staking. Because they saw what Hex did. And they messaged me like, Randy, do you think we should have a similar kind of staking function for Aurochs? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. That's great. And just pay us a decent APY. So the 20% APY is pretty good. I said, sure, I'll stake mine all 5 years. Punch myself, man. It's a lot of money. I could have bought back when it hit, I think it's 15, 16 bucks. Now it's at 23, I think. Hello, Lorena. Good to see you. Problem solver. Hope you're doing fine. I'm getting PLS's close vibes. Yeah, Katie posted today about one of the devs saying that Pulse Chain version 3 is beautiful or perfect or has no flaws. We will be the judge of that. That's what the Pulse Chain version 3 is for. So we'll be the judge. But yeah, he's saying it's great. Man, dude, you could tell I've been sick. Look how bloodshot my eyes are. It's not from hitting the stuff. I wish it was. Oh, goodness. Daniel Valenzuela, what's up? How you doing, Daniel? What kind of car is that? GTI? I can't tell in that picture. Nice, whatever it is. Kitty's in bed early tonight. Glad to be free. Hey, there's Dane. What's up, brother? Nice talk this morning and nice explanation of the DCA. I told Dane if he ever comes to Panama, I'll give him a ride in the truck that he bought for me. Randy's really good at being a troll. So I had to rub it in a little bit. Silver still $20, $24 if you guys want to get into metals. Super cheap. Steven, yeah, I'm with you. In 2011, we hit 44, something like that. It might have been a little bit higher, but that's what we hit in 2011. And the macroeconomic thing that we're in right now is much more bullish for metals than it even was back then. So with all these governments saying that they're going to back their new CBDC with gold, and then Saudi Arabia and Russia and all these countries saying that they're willing to trade gold for oil, like 5 grams a barrel, or setting a number like that. Super bullish for precious metals. And we were talking in my Patreon group, and if you guys are interested in the Patreon group, the link's below. We were talking about gold and silver and the relation between the two. And you guys know in the ground, there's 10 times more silver than there is gold. So naturally, you would think the price of silver should be 1/10 the price of gold, but it's not. Right now, the gold to silver ratio is so far out of whack. We're almost 80 ounces of silver per 1 ounce of gold. That's a serious rubber band effect. I'm pretty sure we're going to get down to 40, maybe even 30 ounces of silver per gold, probably in the next 3 years. It's going to be that snap. It's going to snap back. And my mom, everyone in my family knows I'm a big silver bug. I love silver. Gold's great too, but silver's my thing. I've been jamming on silver for years. You guys saw my silver coins I showed off back during the Shemitah series. I don't feel like opening the safe, but yeah, that I have those. So if you want silver and gold, you'll be able to stake stable coins with Gold Standard DAO. They're launching on January 21st. You guys know I had Cash on last week, and we were talking about the Gold Standard DAO launch. And obviously, there's also Load, Load.one. You can sign up. That affiliate link is below too, but that you need KYC because they are a real company. They do store your precious metals in vaults. You got to show who you are with Load.one. But if you just get the Load tokens through Gold Standard DAO, there's no KYC involved. It's like a backdoor way of getting your gold and silver tokens. So I use AGX as my stable coin. Love it. And AGX is silver, and silver just keeps going up little by little. So it's been really nice to hold. There you go, Timothy. 1907 an ounce. My God. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. I mean, I can remember when it was $7, $6, $100 an ounce. Silver 24.10 yesterday. Jeez. Silver's in everything, so pay attention to it. Yeah. I mean, I told my story during the Shemitah series when I was working as a psych nurse in Tampa. One day, I was the one I used to do every day I would take the patients outside. And we had this really big courtyard, and a lot of them, they would just be bored. They didn't want to play basketball or anything. So they always had this group, and we always got to talking about money and things with me because I talk about money. That's what I do. I can't help myself. So one day I brought a bunch of big, like 10-ounce bars and stuff, and I passed it around. These people had never seen it silver physical, like precious metals before in their life. I sold them gold coins. They were like, holy crap, Randy, you're rich. They're like, this is cool, man. You're like a pirate. So yeah, that's how long I've been into precious metals. It's what got me into crypto. Thank God for gold and silver, because if it wasn't for them or guys like Peter Schiff and Ron Paul, I probably never would have found you guys. So I'd be doing something else right now, maybe selling real estate or something like that. Got your coffee number of things? Are you over in the UK or something, or in Europe? Hexkins, Torin. Torin, that's what you meant. That's what you're talking about. Because Torin's here. Stephen R. Who's been rugged, Stephen R? My internet too. Well, okay. You got your internet gone. Let's just wait and see what the WF has in store for us. Oh my God, man. I want to rant on that for a second. Are you guys seeing all these people like so excited that Polygon and Ethereum and what's the exchange? The one I can never remember the name for, Uniswap's competitor. They were saying how they're trying to work with the WEF and all that in 1inch. What the hell? I mean, these are the people that supported locking you up in your house. They're the ones that believe in the singularity, where humankind, our minds are going to meld with machines and all that kind of stuff. And we need to lower the population, and everyone needs to be 100% vaccinated and all that kind of stuff. This is the WF. This is the people that said it was okay for them to lock you in your house for some of you. Like if you're in Melbourne, Australia, you got locked up for a long time, right? Even here in Panama, we had lockdown for 7 months. And some of you guys in the US, I mean, yeah, for you guys, most of you, it was like a couple weeks, but yeah, if you were here, you were in your house for almost 7 months. I had 2 days a week when I was leave the house, and I only had a 2-hour window. That's why the second the airport opened here, we were gone and we went to Mexico, because we were like, I'm not dealing with this crap anymore. It was like living in a little prison. Not here in the city, but where we were living, they had the CCTV cameras everywhere. We were living like what's called like a really nice neighborhood. I'll tell you what, that really nice neighborhood turned into a prison real quick. You got private security guards running all over the place. When I told them to fuck off, they called the real cops on me. Yeah, it's not cool. So those people, those are the people that supported that were the WEF, the Bill Gates types and all that. And now people are like simping on them. They're like, oh yeah, they're in Davos and they're talking about crypto. Let's Polygon, let's sign a deal with them. What? It blows my mind. All right. Before I get further into the comments, we are at 10:20. I want to show you a little explainer video, and let's go over HEX. Let's talk about HEX for a few minutes, because I think we've lost the narrative a little bit. And the reason why we're all here, most of us, I would say 60-70% of you are all about HEX, right? So let's watch this video real quick, just do a refresher, and I'll be right back.
What is this HEX, you might ask? HEX is a cryptocurrency, albeit a very different type of cryptocurrency. You see, instead of simply spending or trading this cryptocurrency, HEX lets you lock up your money and gain interest on it. We already do this through our banks. It is what the banking industry calls CDs, or certificates of deposit. Customers lock up their wealth for a certain time, and in turn they grow their wealth by earning interest. But the old school currencies that we lock up in our banks suffer from inflation, which means that while you are gaining interest over time, your money is also losing some of its value. This is where HEX shines, because HEX is the first high interest paying cryptocurrency. HEX takes the profit out of banks and government money printing and gives it to HEX holders. HEX is actually designed to increase in value. In fact, the value of a single HEX token has multiplied by more than 80 times within the first handful of months it was launched. Which means the HEX holders not only gained interest, but they also multiplied their existing investment exponentially. And it's only just getting started. What makes HEX even more reliable is the fact that HEX is a trustless peer-to-peer system, which means that there is no central power that controls the system. Everything is powered by the users without any counterparty risk. It's pretty, interesting. To get started, head to hex.com. Links below. Farewell.
HEX is kicking the shit out of Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything else. It's beautiful. I love it.
The end part is my favorite part, because it brings back memories. Richard doing his old live streams, or he just talked to us for 4 hours straight, and I'd be there as a mod, like, oh my god, will this guy shut up? I'm like, you stop talking so I can go to sleep. Yeah. So HEX, what is it? Certificate of deposit. What do you do with it? You take it, you stake it, and you earn more. And when you stake it, you get something called a T-share. The more T-shares you have, those T-shares earn you HEX every day. Depending on how long you stake, whether it's 1 month, 6 months, a year, up to 15 or 5,555 days, you can actually multiply your T-shares by up to 3x. I think it's 3x. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't been going through the HEX game theory in a while. So the maximum that you have to do to get the full amount of T-shares is 10 years. So if you do everything 10 years, you're good to go. You'll maximize your money. and your growth. But I do recommend using staking ladders. So stake, every 6 months, going out 10 years. So that way you don't make the mistake of a lot of people and having to end stake early to pay their bills and things like that. So that we do have an end stake early button, and you can do that. But if you do it, you have to be past the 50% mark of your stake. So if it's a 10-year stake, you can only do it after you go through the first 5 years. Excuse me. And then there's all those penalties come back to the people who stay staked. 50% of that goes back to the people who stay staked. 50% goes to the origin address. And that's one of the reasons why we earn so much HEX. Our interest is so high because we're earning from our T shares, and we're also earning from those HEX penalties. And we've had a lot of early end stakes during this bear market. I think the early end stakes will slow down for a while now. And then they'll pick up again once the price of HEX gets pretty high. Probably when it gets to 50 cents again, people will start early end staking because they want to take some profits. That's pretty normal. Someone mentioned, I did see it. Someone said something, what is good accounting? Well, good accounting is, say, for example, your HEX stake matures and we're in November. I'm going to talk about Americans right now because it's the tax system. I understand. So tax season's here, and you don't want to realize any gains. So instead of realizing gains, you could actually put it into good accounting, and no coins will be minted. And you could keep your coins in good accounting for as long as you want. So you can mint them, and then you'll have to report them on your taxes. Talk to your tax attorney or wherever country you live in, because I am not a tax attorney. But if you mint, you gotta take care of that. But if you don't mint, you just keep it in good accounting, you're good. So if it's December 25th and your stake comes out, Merry Christmas, right? And you got 1 million HEX coming out, but you don't want to pay capital gains on those or whatever it is in your country, you could good account it and then take them out in January once the new tax year starts. That's what people do with good accounting. Or you just leave them in there for forever or until the next bull run happens so you could take it out at a higher price, which doesn't make much sense because it's better to stake, keep them staked. You can put them into rolling 6-month stakes and continue to earn some rewards. But HEX is really, really simple when you first get into it. But once you start to learn the game theory and stuff, it gets more and more difficult. So I hope you help you guys out. All right, let me see. Wow, I don't know how it was moving down. Great. What the hell? There's a lot of comments here. Brent said he's catching up at 1.5x. Hey, you're welcome, Matt. Everyone know the moon is made of cheese? I dig the... Okay. Appreciate you tuning in, your feedback on our show this morning. You're welcome, Brendan. Hey, Willow. I got my husband into crypto, bought ETH when it went back down to 100, then sold some almost on top, paid off his truck. I'm a turtle now in HEX, thanks to Randy. Crypto has been the best. Awesome. Communist is pumping? Yeah, I still got a bunch I didn't sell. Hey, Stas, hope you're feeling better, man. Your voice sounds better. Oh, yeah, much better. And tomorrow, Markable shows up. I will not be able to live stream tomorrow night. I got to go to the airport and pick him up. He arrives at like 8:20 or something like that. And then I got to take him to the hotel. There's no way I'll be back in time because the airport's pretty far away. So I got to go handle that and hang out with him for a little bit. But I know he's super nervous. He's never been to this hemisphere. When you're young and you're traveling for the first time, it's nerve-wracking. And I know how it feels. It's exciting at the same time, though. He's going to be here for a little over a month. Got to pick him up. Fully anticipating a ride in your truck. 49, I believe, in early 2011 silver matte. It was a roller coaster ride. I got sent to Vegas to go to it's the event that they do in Vegas. I can't remember, but I had a booth set up selling precious metals. That's where I met Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff, the dick. He's not a nice man. you remember us buying silver back when it was 10? Yep. Yep. My mom. Mom was loading up on her silver. I heard there's less gold above ground than silver, but more gold above ground than silver. Yep. Because they've been mining so much gold before and silver is used widely. Yes. So silver makes a good bet. Yeah. There's barely any silver left. The COMEX, they can barely keep up. And the biggest silver mines, the ones in Mexico and Peru, they're at full tilt. They're working their butts off. So I wrote that wrong, above ground. Yeah, I understand what you meant, Matt. Here in Thai, all the Thai girls love their gold. Yep. I remember my brother bought my stepdad a Thai bot gold necklace. It was so cool. It was the coolest necklace. And because Thai gold, the way they do it is you could break the links off. So they don't wear their gold traditionally just to wear it for fashion. They wear it so it's money. So each link was worth a certain amount of baht. Baht is the money in Thailand. Got most of my silver 15 years ago, just thinking if I had been able to have put part of that into 55. Ooh, man, and bought back your silver. They're advertising at the WEF. They have just made my little black book. Yeah. Yep. So we got, I heard Ethereum. I don't know if Ethereum's there, but we do know that Polygon announced that they're working with the WF and 1inch, but I'm pretty sure Ethereum is doing stuff too. Finally, I caught you live. Hello from Croatia. Bazar. Welcome. Sorry we didn't get to make it to your country. We were going. We were so close. We were in Venice. We were supposed to go to Split and Dubrovnik, but when we find out that my wife needed a visa to go to Serbia, we had to cancel that part of our trip. Really stunk. No, Tim, what? I never followed the lockdown and got vaccinated. Never will. Very good, Sarah. Awesome. So buying, I don't know. Is this the tweet true? Pulse chain testnet version 3 is imminent. Devs are in the final testing phases before official release of testnet version 3. User interfaces of the PLS staking received a huge overhaul. Well, that's what it looks like, MP Delane. I mean, I'm hearing it too. Nearly 600 staking validators in operation. PLSX stack balances likely updated with version 3 launch. Yeah, it's imminent. Get ready for HEX to pump too. HEX will probably go 7-8 cents before the release or when version 3 is launched. But if the real Pulse chain doesn't launch shortly thereafter, I'm thinking within, say, 3 months, then the price will just come right back down. HEX is my number one play now and for our future. Way to go, Tim. Mine too. But the thing is, I can't touch mine. So, Randy, why do you play with other cryptos? Because my HEX is for long term. That's my retirement money. I always say, HEX is my baby. I don't touch that stuff. Just let it go. Let it fly. Into the Fire says Melbourne was a nightmare during the lockdowns. I sold everything and moved to Pattaya, Thailand in March 2021. See? Another one. We moved to Acapulco, Mexico. You know what's funny though? We thought Acapulco was going to be free and open, and it wasn't. It was way better than here, but it wasn't as cool as we thought it was going to be. See, we get there, we're loving it. It's before Christmas, everything's going good. We sign a lease in Acapulco, and right after Christmas, they put Acapulco as a red zone, and all of a sudden, my kid couldn't go into any stores. We could go to the beach. We didn't have to wear masks or anything like that. But we can go out. We can walk anywhere. Hop in a taxi. We had a private taxi that we used a driver that used to take us everywhere. We had a beautiful place. We had an awesome pool. It was a giant pool that we were right by the airport. We're in the safe part of Acapulco. Had a good time, but it wasn't as free as we had hoped it would be. And then Alan Bittner, Abid HEX came. He came to Acapulco, and that was right before we left. We decided to go to Mazatlan. Now, Mazatlan was totally open. It was like you wouldn't even know there was anything to do with a pandemic there. It was just chaos. We were there for Biker Week, and we had a hotel right on the Malacan in Mazatlan, Sinaloa. And I wouldn't go to Sinaloa right now. We saw the pictures of the the Mexican Marines coming ashore. That's right where we stayed, right on the water, and that place was chaos. And then going from being locked down and having like really strict rules and stuff to that was like, wow, this is the real world. Welcome back. We had a good old time. Yeah, Tim, that video is amazing. Can we watch Hexcons are the bestigans next? Yeah. But Thailand itself, you're in Bangkok. I heard that wasn't too good. Crypto Dave, Hex and SB. We had it. I mean, and at the whole time, we're all watching live streams. We're all watching Hexo and keeping tabs on each other, taking care of each other mentally. It was good. That's how I met Into the Fire. We were all on the live streams together. Us within the 55-55 get those tasty emergency end stake rewards. Imagine at the end of our 55-55, those Hex senior parties are going to be hella fun. Yeah. So how long are we into Hex now? We're a little over 3 years. So I have 12 and a half years to go on some of my Hex stakes. Holy crap. Can you imagine how big they're going to be? What? What? Oh God, Randy in on the TRG fun, the rug games, the Nake. What's that? The rug games. Hey, believe in yourself. Good to see you. You're welcome. What did Thailand do during this pandemic? Were they less insane than Australia? Yeah, Clint Jones, they were. We had friends in Australia, or we had friends in Thailand as well, and we used to watch some YouTubers that were over there. And as long as you weren't in Bangkok, or I don't know what other big cities, Chiang Mai or a place like that, you're pretty good. Pretty good. One guy, I remember one video I was watching, this man and his wife, they were just there for vacation. They got stuck because of the lockdowns. They had no flights out. So they ended up staying on some like far out beach for the whole year. And no one bothered them. They were like the only tourists left, and they were showing how they became friends with other locals. And that's how you do it. My Dutch friends, they were in Old Town here in Panama, and that's where the presidential police are. So Earl used to try to escape and go down to the beach and stuff, and but it's hard because it's such a small little area and it's narrow passageways and stuff. And some of the Karens in the English speaking group were like complaining about him because he would go walk the streets and stuff. Well, the cops then started standing under his balcony at his place, and they kept beeping their radios, just to annoy the hell out of him, right? Because they had a tiny little apartment, and they were going nuts with their dog. I understand. So one day, I don't know how they did it, but they escaped the city and they rented a house over in where my old beach house used to be. Gorgeous house. And nobody messed with him out there. Had a good old time until one time he tried to go out to one of the islands. They were drunk and they're trying to go out to one of the islands, and the Coast Guard guys, the Naval, they grabbed him and put him in jail. But he got out like 2 hours later. But still, they're having a good old time. And that's how you got to do. You got to get far away from civilization. Hex and SB. Oh, my spouse is uncomfortable with my dive into Hex. Discovered a year ago, Xmas. I just put a bunch into Hex investment trust through our self-directed IRA. We were talking about self-directed IRAs today in the Patreon group. That's actually a great way to go. I got a great story for that, and this will be a motivator for those of you guys who have access to a self-directed IRA. One of my friends in 2015, I don't know what he does. He's a German American. He took his self-directed IRA and bought 7,000 Dash coin, and he took those, and I think a Dash master node was 1,000 Dash, so he had 7 Dash master nodes, and this is 2015. Well, if you guys know anything about crypto history, what happened in 2017 is that Dash ended up going to $1,300 each. So he sold all of his Dash master nodes, all over 1,000. So that's 1 million times 7 or more. And then he cashed out. And now him and his family, he's got 3 kids. They travel the world. They do whatever the hell they want to do. And he's got other cryptos. And he got to pay back his self-directed IRA. It was a fraction of the money, right? Because I think Dash at the time was like $6, so $6,000 per Dash node, and he sold each one for over $1 million. Good money. He did very well. That's how, some people say, "Oh, I'm just going to use my credit card." Well, your self-directed IRA is like your own version of a credit card. You're borrowing your own money. At fork, do you predict that the HEX USDC pair and the HEX ETH pair will have thin or thick liquidity? At fork, do you predict the HEX USDC pair and the HEX ETH pair will have thin or thick liquidity? I think liquidity will get very thin at the fork because people are preparing because they don't want their stuff in liquidity, but they want to make sure that they get their copies, right? They want to make sure they get their HEX copies. And I'm not sure what happens when you have it sitting on Uniswap liquidity. So everyone's going to be very conservative and pull their liquidity, which could cause the price to moon, right? Shortly before the copy. Yeah, bot gold jewelry is still a symbol of money there. Is it? Really? I know for the Arab countries, it still is. I didn't know it still was in Thailand. If HEX were to hit 15 cents on the run up to the fork, will guys be able to sell their HEX at that point? Sure, Joe. And then take that money and bridge it and then buy Pulse and PulseX with it? Yes. But the problem is, I think the bridge is going to take 48 hours or so to launch, and there's a legal reason for that. They want to make sure that Pulse and PulseX launch at a price of 0, right? To make sure that the government or the IRS or the SEC or anybody can't come after us. So I think it launches at 0. And then 48 hours later or so, then the bridge will probably launch, and then you'll start being able to bring your crypto in. So for the first 2 days, it might be the wild, wild west. That Pulse chain price might just go bonkers. It says, what do you think the P-HEX Pulse ratio rate will be at during the 36-hour ratio trading period? 1,000 to 1, 500 to 1. Well, I don't really know, because is the HEX price really launching at, will it be 0 just like everything else? Or will the copied over liquidity that we're having on Pulse chain, will that have a set price already? We don't know how much liquidity is going to be in there to set us a price. It might be 1 HEX buys you 500 Pulse chain or 1,000 PulseX. We don't know yet. So that's a wait and see thing. That's a deep question that nobody has an answer for yet. What Uniswap version will be best to use? Version 2 or 3, which will have more liquidity? Well, right now on Pulse chain, we just have version 2. There's speculation. The reason why we have the delay of Pulse chain is because Richard's waiting for the license to go away for version 3, which is coming available in April. And that will give us a launch in May, right? For the full Pulse chain. For liquidity, version 3 is nice because you can put it on one side of the liquidity pool. So you could just take, if you don't want to lose money, the reason why version 2 is difficult is because you have to provide HEX and you have to provide USDC in the pair, right? And you could end up with all USDC and no HEX. And that's, people are like, oh, that kind of stinks. So they'd rather have one-sided staking or one-sided liquidity pools, which they have in version 3. So I think it doesn't pay as much. You won't earn as much, but it's a little bit safer. That was you, Ted. Ted Nelson. You just made my my computer go bing. I love silver, but more Bitcoin would have made way better gains. And now HEX Pulse will likely be the same. Yeah, sure, Rock Jockey. But when I got into silver, there was no such thing as Bitcoin. in 2011 is when I found Bitcoin. And at that time, silver just had a massive run up. Thank you, Hexy Dripper. In Miami, we didn't have any issues like the rest of the country, especially Cali and New York. Absolutely. I know, Rick. You guys did good. I mean, I didn't get to experience that. I had a hard time. I had a cop put his hand on his gun and tell me to get back in my house. And I was out walking my son. It was a Sunday. You weren't allowed to be outside at all on Sundays, right? So I'm taking him for a walk. He's 2 years, not even 2 years old yet. And the motorcycle cops, they won't talk to me because they know I just tell them to fuck off, right? Like I tell them to leave me alone and those kind of things. I'm a real asshole when I want to be, especially when you're locking me down in my house illegally. So I'm walking down the sidewalk and I see coming through the front gate is a cop car with the lights on. I'm like, God, crap. They call the cops on me. So they pull up, two young guys, they jump out of their car and they got their hands on their guns. Say, grab our tu niño, like grab your kid. And I said, look, I live right there, pointed at my house. I said, I'm gonna live right there. They're like, go back, go back to your house. Vamos. It's like, what? I went home, and that's when we bought our tickets to go to Mexico. I have a chip on my shoulder. Hey, Johnny, good to see you, buddy. You're up late. Good to see you. I've never been to Thailand. Part of me wants to go. The other part is afraid I'll like it too much. Well, number 21 Shark, he was just in Thailand and he messaged me and he goes, Randy, it'd be awesome if you guys can come out. Looks like we might be moving to Thailand. And he invited us out probably next year sometime once he settles down. What's up, Hexkins? What's up, Tin Top? Randy, you are a cult holder and don't know what Mr. O just released his new token TRG. Super deflationary coin. If you haven't heard of it, you will. Mr. O from Cult DAO? Dan? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, yeah. You're talking about Cult. Yeah. I've been in Cult for a long time. My coins just sit there collecting dust. I don't have no idea what's going on, Cult. I do know they're launching a layer 1. Hey, Tin Top, seen you join Discord. I remember Dash crypto is truly life-changing. Yes, it was. Randy, when do you think the fiat guys launching their version on ETH that is going to be our first gift coming into the next cycle? Well, I thought it was supposed to be here already. The guys came on the show twice, right? And they said that they're launching in January. Now they're saying first quarter. What the hell is it? Is it January or is it first quarter? Buck, guys, if you guys hear this, Dylan, January? Or are you going to say first quarter, which can go all the way to March, right? Hex, I don't like it when people tell me like, oh, it's coming really soon. And then nothing happens. We've been through that enough. I'm tired of people telling me 2 weeks, 4 weeks, nothing coming. Thank you, Timothy. So many Hex streams for a Tuesday. I got to do a good job tonight because tomorrow I'll be hanging out with a Hex kid. Look, completion fails. I got here we go, Squid Lord. Squid Lord's in the house with his craziness. I got my Yedinchi citizenship this week, digital ID with wallet linked to Yedinchi dollar. New name, new passport. All right. See, that's what happens when you stay in the Air Force too long. You turn into Squid Lord. See? What is that? Squid Lord, you better join my Patreon. People will appreciate your humor in there. Hey, Joe. Silver is just cool to have. I have a pirate box. Exactly. You run your hands through it. Cairns and surrounding area is density. I have no idea what that is. Go, Randy. How's RX looking today? Just tuned in on the way to work. Let's pull it up. Da-da. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Well, Bitcoin keeps pumping. It's almost up 1% today. This is the weekly. Let's get right in there. Look at that. Nice on the weekly. We got 2 weeks of over the into greed, and the dollar cost, the demand index just popped over 0 too, which is very bullish. Oh, look at that. We got a red ORX indicator. Let's see if it paints. What I mean by paint is that tomorrow, once we get the new candle, will it go red? Did Randy call this one right? Going into the full moon, are we going to get nice little movement back down? We will see. The demand index is still above zero. Look at the fear and greed. The greed is definitely showing face. We got 3 out of the last 4 days. It looks like we hit a local top. Let's see, Ethereum in the weekly. Ethereum just looks just as good. The daily. Oh, look at that. RX indicator on the daily just went red. How about you, HEX? The monthly still looking good. The green just passed over the red, the MA over the SMA. So that's a little bullish. How about the daily? Oh, we got a red on the HEX too. Wow. Did HEX really pump to like 3.8 cents today, guys? Seriously? Interesting. This is using Uniswap, but I think this is Uniswap version 2 is the chart that I use. And look at that. Fear and greed looking good. Rover, the DI, the man index is looking good. Or come on, Hedron. And now Hedron. How's Hedron doing? Just a fugly chart. The daily is looking good, staying green. That's the important part. How are we looking on the weekly? Still looks like we're going to do a nice little swoosh pattern here, and it'll start heading up. All right, that was simple. Still bullish, but both Bitcoin, Ethereum, and HEX all have a red RX indicator right now on the daily. So just pay attention. If those paint tomorrow, it gives you a short-term signal that the prices are probably going to come back down a bit. I'm not telling you that. The RX indicator is telling you that. I have no emotion in the game. I just listen to those little arrows. The arrows say buy, sell, buy, sell. You're a trader. That's how you do it. Oh, signed a treaty with Australia. Nice. Cool. You like calamari. Missed the Telegram chat today. Yeah, Ted. We had an interesting talk about gold and silver. It's still there though. I didn't delete it. Just join. What's rundown on 2023 HEX strategy besides DCA like always? What's rundown? Well, I just went through not the history, but what HEX is again and why we need to do it, why we should be using it, at least a portion of our crypto holdings. Just the DCA is so important. And watched Dane and Corey's live stream from earlier today, Corey, Geary, and Dane. I know you're talking about DCA, but we're getting a copy. The copy is what's important. And I'm not going to worry too much about EHEX. I have a feeling that the Ethereum costs to unstake are going to be so exorbitantly high that the only people that are going to be playing with EHEX are the OGs. You guys, which include you guys, because in 5 years, there's going to be HEX pre-Pulse Chain and HEX post-Pulse Chain. And the only people that are really going to use the pre-Pulse Chain with Ethereum HEX are us. We're going to continue to use it, which means that the price could drop significantly. But I'm hoping for a nice pair, that we have some kind of pair on Pulse Chain. Bobby. Good night, Timothy. Can't wait to scoop up more HEX on Friday. You might get a nice little discount. Fiat still laughing in Q1. Some speculation about February, but no promises. Yeah. Drones. Bottom in or bull trap on way to 14K. Oh, I think it's a bull trap. I've been saying bull trap from the beginning. It's so perfect. The chart is so perfect. Schooler wasn't BSing. Yidinji is actually in Northeast Australia. Interesting. Mud crab territory. Look, it's deadly animal territory. It's Australia. For all you folks from down in Oz, that country's crazy. TikTok scares the shit out of me for Australia. What channel were you talking about DCing on? We're talking about Mo. Oh, Corey Geary and Dane. I can't remember what Dane's channel is. Something with Dane. Trading with Dane or Crypto with Dane. Can I have both Aurochs and I'm an extension of Chrome? No. You can have one or the other. They're not compatible. So you could set up a new profile on Chrome. Totally different profile. So when you click on the little picture of yourself or whatever you have up there in Chrome, you can then just click down to the other profile, and that one would have your Aurochs or your MetaMask, right? You can have as many profiles as you want. Jeez. You can have as many profiles as you want. Or use Brave. Brave browser is the other option. Wow. Squidlord's got everyone talking about it. My Yadinji name is Hex Fessa. Me and my wife sworn in this week. The travel area around Cairns near far north Queensland. We can travel on new passport to several countries. Squidlord, what did that cost you? I wonder what that cost you. And is it only really recognized in that region? Anyone who lives up here should look into it. You don't need to be an Aboriginal. That's cool. That's mad, dude. Are you on Hex Australia TG? Funny thing is, Squidlord, you're straight up gringo. Andy, we eat everything that kills us here. Problem solved. Cost nothing. What in the hell? Dang. Okay. Let's chat about that. And get in the freaking Patreon. Sounds like my family growing up. My grandpa would be skinning the rabbit, the deer hanging in the back of the garage, My uncle would be out shooting squirrels. Oh, jeez. Or one can turn off the extension on Aurochs, then MM works fine and vice versa. There you go, Essa. You can do that too. Wow, Squidlord, you got everyone talking about it now. Hey, Randy, good morning from Thailand. Anywhere to get tips and easy to start up videos from my new RH Maxi YouTube page? Message Maddie. We'll get started soon. Anywhere to get tips and easy startup vids? Not vids. You kind of got to make them yourself, but you could download the ones on YouTube. Like that, I got that one earlier. I got that from YouTube, and use Save from Net just to download Google videos, and it'll be there. And use AI. AI will get you all set up. You'll be able to. You could find articles about Hex, scrape them, which means takes all the words and stuff, put it into AI, and the AI will make video for you. It's not so. Thank you, bro. NQ local here, also Squidlord. Man, look at it. We got so many Aussies. It's amazing. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will not be here tomorrow night. I am picking up our boy Markable at the airport. He's bringing his girlfriend. They're going to be here for a month. Remember Markable, the Norwegian guy with a twin that has the big white beard? Yeah, he's coming. This will be an interesting couple weeks. Okay, guys.